So yeah, I bought a van, a 2005 3500 Sprinter.
Today, Florida Van Man checks out a very nice Freightliner 3500 Sprinter.
In my hunt for a van, I'd been corresponding with this fellow Bill Gerker down in Florida. I hired him to go inspect the van, which was sitting about half an hour or so away from him in Orlando, Florida. The van looked so good that Bill acquired it on my behalf, got it back to his place, and over a week or so did some minor fixes that took care of a lot of the glaring issues that turned out to be super minor.
Bill's nodding in approval, and then the seller actually pulls the compressor clutch off the AC that went flying one day while it was driving.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh yes, you are mine now. The body is in amazingly good shape, no body damage. There's this odd set of aluminum welded shelving inside that was used for dog crates. It also has an optional rear AC system in it, probably used to keep the dogs cool, a backup camera, which is handy, and a tire pressure monitoring system that was added after the fact.
Scott brought his 3500 Freightliner over, along with a completely sealed copy of the AP200, so we'll be showing him and you guys how to set it up.
One item I purchased ahead of time was this code reader that these guys use, and as it turns out they needed to do a video on how to set it up, and I had a brand new one, so I participated.
To get and etc. So we're going to show you how to do all that, and we're using an iPhone in this video.
I was down in Florida for a couple of days, doing some fix-up on the van, learning a bit about how it works, what to look out for. Also just driving around, putting the van through its paces. I wanted to stay reasonably local to Bill and Mike. In case something did go pop, I'd have a rescue close by. Being so close to the beach, I figured I'd roll down to the beach at some point. As it turns out, there was a SpaceX Falcon launch going on at Cape Canaveral that evening. It was scrubbed the night before, and usually when that happens, the next day it goes off just fine. So on Sunday afternoon, I rolled down to Port Canaveral, Florida, and hung out there for several hours until the launch. And then finally, it's time. I could see the plume from the rocket visually, but unfortunately my crappy iPhone camera just made it into one big yellow blob. But still, I'm so glad I got down there. I'd never seen a rocket launch in my life, and this was a unique opportunity for me. The next day, it's time to hit the road.
Welcome to Georgia.
The first leg of the drive back to Colorado was going to be through Atlanta, where I have family, to go visit an old aunt, see some friends for dinner. And oddly enough, an old friend with a metalworking shop got in touch and said he could help me get those aluminum shelving out of the van. Now, I've done the drive from Atlanta back to Denver many times, and I have an established route. But with the huge winter storms that hit in the south, that threw a monkey wrench into my plans. Here's where I am, and here's where I want to go. And you can see all that blue, all that weather. I'm not going to make it that way. I'm not even going to try. There's a huge mountain you have to go over and come down on the other side. And driving an unfamiliar van with tires that are made for Florida roads and not snow, I'm not going to risk it. So I switched my route and decided to go through Alabama and Mississippi. What I wasn't aware of was how bad Mississippi had gotten hit by the storm, at least the western part. And I ran into difficulties while in Mississippi. One smart thing I did is I had purchased, on the recommendation of this fellow in this video, this emergency roadside kit. I packed it in my bag when I flew, and I had it in the van. And the tow strap in that kit got me extricated with the help of a local fellow with a huge truck when I got stuck on some ice in a parking lot. Smartest thing I did the whole trip. After flailing a bit in Mississippi, I cut up through Memphis and across to Oklahoma City to go visit a friend, get the old girl her first wash, and then it's on through Kansas, past a free pickle bar, which I did not stop at, and finally, Colorado. And now I can finally start cleaning the interior of this van and getting it ready to tear out all this paneling, remove this rear AC system, and hopefully sell it on the used market and recoup some funds. This is the 158-inch wheelbase model. It was the longest one they made at the time. Plenty of room inside. It came with a bulkhead. I don't know if this was factory installed, I believe so, and somehow there's a huge hole punched in it. My plan is to cut a pass-through in it and retain the structural integrity of the bulkhead. The interior is in really nice shape. It's got some scuffs, but it cleaned up pretty well. Unfortunately, the head unit that you see died on me on the way back, so I've got to puzzle that out because I really want to get that working. It didn't even have working audio when I got the van, so I've got to get that addressed as well. There's some other small issues. The climate control knob in the middle is sticky, so I can't properly direct the vents. There's the fan switch there, that rotator to the left of where I'm fiddling now, only blows on hot, but I've got a fix for that. All in all, I'm very, very happy with this purchase. Right there at the top is the rear AC controller. That'll be coming out. I'll have to figure out a patch for that headline. And that's it for now. I've got all sorts of plans for this vehicle over the next few days. Getting my emissions checked, getting it registered. I've got a new fuel pump and heater blower resistor on order. That should arrive in the next couple of days. And that's the next task, is to get those in and get those things working properly again. So hopefully by the next video, I've got some progress to show you. Thanks for watching.